The use of three-way fan controls for rooms with multiple doors is not currently common, but it is becoming more popular in some regions, particularly in custom or high-end homes. There are advantages to this type of setup. Firstly is convenience. It allows the fan or light to be controlled from any doorway, eliminating the need to walk around the room to find the switch. Secondly is enhanced comfort. It ensures that the fan can be turned on or off from a convenient location, regardless of which door is being used. Thirdly, there is energy efficiency. It helps reduce energy consumption by making it easier to turn off the fan when leaving the room. However, there are also disadvantages. Firstly, cost is a factor. Three-way fan controls can be more expensive than single-pole controls. Secondly, complexity should be noted. Wiring and installation can be more complex than with single-pole controls. Thirdly, there is the potential for confusion. Multiple switches can lead to confusion or errors, especially for guests or children. Builders may opt for three-way fan controls for multiple doors to enhance the perceived value and appeal of the home, to cater to clients who prioritize convenience and comfort, and to meet the increasing demand for smart home features, including remote control of fans and lights. The use of three-way fan controls for multiple doors is a matter of personal preference. Some people may find it convenient, while others may find it unnecessary or potentially confusing. Ultimately, the decision should be based on the specific needs and preferences of the occupants. When considering whether to install a three-way fan control system, several factors should be taken into account. Firstly, consider the size and layout of the room. In larger rooms with multiple entry points, the convenience of controlling the fan from any doorway can be significant. Secondly, assess the lifestyle and habits of the occupants. If convenience and ease of use are high priorities, a three-way system may be a worthwhile investment. Thirdly, consider the potential for confusion, especially if there are children or frequent guests. Clear labeling and instructions can help mitigate this issue. Installation of three-way fan controls requires careful planning and execution. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the wiring is done correctly and safely. The electrician will need to run wiring between the fan and each of the three-way switches, as well as connect the switches to the power source. The specific wiring configuration will depend on the type of fan and the existing electrical system. Once the wiring is complete, the switches and fan can be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. It is important to test the system thoroughly to ensure that it is working properly. If you are not comfortable with electrical work, it is always best to hire a professional electrician to handle the installation. This will ensure that the job is done safely and correctly, and that the system will function reliably for years to come. In addition to the basic three-way fan control system, there are also more advanced options available. These include smart fan controls that can be operated remotely via a smartphone or tablet. Smart fan controls can offer a number of benefits, such as the ability to adjust the fan speed and light level from anywhere in the world. They can also be programmed to turn on or off automatically based on a schedule or sensor input. Another option is to use a dimmer switch to control the fan speed and light level. Dimmer switches can provide a more precise level of control than standard on/off switches. They can also help to save energy by reducing the amount of power consumed by the fan and light. When choosing a three-way fan control system, it is important to consider the specific features and options that are most important to you. Do you want the ability to control the fan remotely? Do you need a dimmer switch to adjust the fan speed and light level? Do you want the system to be compatible with other smart home devices? By carefully considering your needs and preferences, you can choose a system that will provide you with years of reliable and convenient service. The cost of a three-way fan control system can vary depending on a number of factors, such as the type of fan, the type of switches, and the complexity of the installation. Basic three-way switches can be purchased for a few dollars each, while smart fan controls can cost several $100s. The cost of installation will also vary depending on the electrician's hourly rate and the complexity of the job. In general, it is safe to budget several $100s for the installation of a three-way fan control system. However, the exact cost will depend on the specific circumstances. The use of three-way fan controls for multiple doors is a growing trend that offers a number of benefits. While there are also some potential drawbacks, such as increased cost and complexity, the convenience and energy savings can make it a worthwhile investment for many homeowners. By carefully considering your needs and preferences, you can decide whether a three-way fan control system is right for you. The Electrical Code addresses wiring and safety standards for electrical installations, including three-way switches. Article 210.70. A1 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires at least one wall switch-controlled lighting outlet to be installed in habitable rooms and bathrooms. Article 210.70. A2 requires at least one wall switch-controlled lighting outlet to be installed in hallways, stairways, and at outdoor entrances. For three-way switching, the NEC does not specifically mandate them for fans with lights controlled from multiple locations in a room. However, it implicitly allows for such configurations as long as all wiring and installation adhere to the NEC general requirements for safe and proper electrical work. The code emphasizes safety, ensuring that all electrical work is performed by qualified individuals and meets the prescribed standards to prevent fire hazards and electrical shock. This includes proper wire sizing, grounding, and overcurrent protection. When installing three-way switches for fans or lights, it's crucial to follow NEC guidelines and local codes, which may have additional requirements or interpretations. Local codes can be more stringent than the NEC. Here are key NEC sections relevant to three-way switch installations. Firstly, 300.11, securing and supporting wiring, requires that wiring be securely fastened and supported. Secondly, 300.14, length of free conductors at outlets and switch points, specifies the amount of free conductor length required at each outlet or switch box for making connections. Thirdly, 314, outlet, device, pull and junction boxes, conduit, fittings, and supports, covers the requirements for the installation and support of boxes and fittings. Fourthly, 404, switches, addresses the installation and use of switches, including the proper wiring and connections. Fifthly, 406, receptacles, cover the installation of receptacles. Sixthly, 408, switchboards and panel boards, includes the requirements for overcurrent protection and grounding. And finally, 310.15 and associated tables, conductor ampacity, details the allowable ampacities for conductors based on insulation type and installation conditions. Several types of cables and wires are commonly used in three-way switch installations. Firstly, non-metallic sheath cable, or NMB, is commonly used in residential wiring for its ease of installation and cost-effectiveness. Secondly, THHN or THWN-2 wires are often pulled through conduits, offering protection and flexibility in installation. Thirdly, grounding wire, a bare or green insulated wire, is essential for safety, providing a path for fault current to return to the source. For three-way switch wiring, you typically need a three-conductor wire, often called a traveler wire, in addition to the standard hot, neutral, and ground wires. The three-conductor wire allows the switch to communicate with the other switch and control the light or fan from either location. Common tools and materials include wire strippers, pliers, screwdrivers, voltage tester, wire connectors, electrical tape, and the three-way switches themselves. Safety precautions are paramount when working with electrical wiring. Always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before starting any work. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the circuit is de-energized. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses and gloves. Follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, hire a qualified electrician. The basic concept of a three-way switch involves using two switches to control a light or fan from two different locations. The switches are wired in such a way that changing the position of either switch will turn the light or fan on or off. A standard single-pole switch simply breaks or completes the circuit. A three-way switch, on the other hand, has three terminals, a common terminal and two traveler terminals. The common terminal is connected to either the hot wire from the power source or the wire leading to the light or fan. The traveler terminals are connected to the traveler wires, which run between the two switches. The traveler wires allow the switches to communicate with each other and control the light or fan from either location. The wiring for a three-way switch installation can be complex, but the basic principle is as follows. The hot wire from the power source is connected to the common terminal of the first three-way switch. Two traveler wires are run from the traveler terminals of the first switch to the traveler terminals of the second switch. The common terminal of the second switch is connected to the light or fan. The neutral wire is connected directly to the light or fan. The ground wire is connected to the ground terminal of each switch and to the ground terminal of the light or fan. There are several common mistakes to avoid when wiring three-way switches. Firstly, failing to identify the common terminal. The common terminal is usually marked with a different color screw than the traveler terminals. Secondly, mixing up the traveler wires. The traveler wires must be connected to the traveler terminals on both switches. Thirdly, failing to properly ground the switches and light or fan. Grounding is essential for safety. Fourthly, not turning off the power before starting work. Working on live circuits is extremely dangerous. Fifthly, not using the correct wire size. Using undersized wires can cause overheating and fire hazards. Finally, not following the electrical code. The electrical code is designed to ensure safety and prevent electrical problems. If a three-way switch is not working properly, there are several troubleshooting steps you can take. Firstly, check the power. Make sure the circuit breaker is not tripped. Secondly, check the wiring. Make sure all the wires are properly connected to the correct terminals. Thirdly, check the switches. Make sure the switches are not damaged or defective. Fourthly, check the light or fan. Make sure the light bulb is not burned out or the fan motor is not damaged. Fifthly, use a voltage tester to check for voltage at each switch and at the light or fan. If you are unable to diagnose the problem, hire a qualified electrician. There are several variations and advanced configurations for three-way switches. Firstly, four-way switches can be used to control a light or fan from 3 or more locations. Secondly, dimmer switches can be used to control the brightness of a light or the speed of a fan. Thirdly, smart switches can be used to control a light or fan remotely via a smartphone or tablet. Fourthly, motion sensors can be used to automatically turn a light or fan on or off when someone enters or leaves a room. And finally, timers can be used to automatically turn a light or fan on or off at a specific time of day. Smart home integration with three-way switches is becoming increasingly popular. Smart switches can be controlled remotely via a smartphone or tablet, and they can be integrated with other smart home devices such as voice assistants, lighting systems, and security systems. This allows for greater control and automation of your home's lighting and fan systems. In terms of energy efficiency, using three-way switches to control fans and lights can help to save energy by making it easier to turn them off when they are not needed. Additionally, using dimmer switches can further reduce energy consumption by allowing you to adjust the brightness of the lights or the speed of the fan. The cost-effectiveness of installing three-way switches depends on a number of factors such as the cost of the switches, the cost of the wiring, and the cost of the installation. In general, three-way switches are more expensive than single-pole switches. However, the convenience and energy savings can make them a worthwhile investment for many homeowners. The aesthetic and design considerations for three-way switches are also important. Three-way switches are available in a variety of styles and finishes, so you can choose switches that match your home's decor. Additionally, you can choose switches with features such as illuminated switches or switches with a built-in dimmer. Finally, the future trends in three-way switch technology include the development of more advanced smart switches, the integration of three-way switches with other smart home devices, and the development of more energy-efficient three-way switch designs. These trends are likely to make three-way switches even more popular in the years to come. In conclusion, the use of three-way fan controls for rooms with multiple doors is a growing trend that offers a number of benefits, including convenience, energy savings, and smart home integration. While there are also some potential drawbacks, such as increased cost and complexity, the advantages can make it a worthwhile investment for many homeowners. By carefully considering your needs and preferences, you can decide whether a three-way fan control system is right for you. When planning electrical installations, it's essential to consider factors such as load calculations, voltage drop, and circuit protection. Load calculations involve determining the total amount of electrical power that will be used on a circuit. This is important for selecting the correct wire size and circuit breaker. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to its resistance. Excessive voltage drop can cause appliances and equipment to operate inefficiently. Circuit protection involves using circuit breakers or fuses to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. Overloads occur when too much current is flowing through a circuit. Short circuits occur when there is a direct connection between two conductors of different polarity. Proper grounding is critical for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, which helps to prevent electrical shock. All electrical equipment and wiring should be properly grounded. Regular maintenance and inspection of electrical systems are important for ensuring safety and preventing problems. Maintenance tasks include checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and corroded components. Inspection should be performed by a qualified electrician. The electrician will check for any potential hazards and recommend any necessary repairs. When planning electrical work, it's important to obtain the necessary permits and approvals from your local building department. Permits are required for most electrical work, and they ensure that the work is done in accordance with the electrical code. The building department will inspect the work to ensure that it meets the code requirements. There are a number of resources available to help you learn more about electrical wiring and safety. These include books, magazines, websites, and online courses. Additionally, you can consult with a qualified electrician for advice and guidance. By taking the time to learn about electrical wiring and safety, you can help to ensure that your home is safe and electrically sound. Remember, electricity is a powerful force that can be dangerous if not handled properly. Always take precautions when working with electrical wiring, and never hesitate to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns.